Food waste footprint.
How does food waste impact climate change?
Here we see our friendly globe is very sick. Consuming too many greenhouse gases has caused him to have a high temperature and severe weather outbreaks over a long period of time. He has been diagnosed with climate change. It is a serious cause and effect situation. So what are greenhouse gases? Any gas that in the atmosphere that absorbs, keeping the atmosphere warmer than it should be, not just carbon dioxide from fossil fuels. The main greenhouse gases in Earth's atmosphere are water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and ozone. As you can see, the global temperature has increased significantly in the last 130 years. We are experiencing not only climate change, but increased acidity in our oceans, changing the biochemistry of plants. Climate change refers to the change in climate that occur over a period of time, generally about 30 years. Greenhouse gases are trapped heat in our atmosphere, warming the planet. Drier ground is the cause of increased forest fires. The warmer air also holds more moisture, causing intense wet weather such as hurricanes and storms. In our research, we learned that greenhouse gases that cause climate change are released from many sources such as energy production, agriculture, non-soil refrigeration systems, landfills, manufacturing cement, and surprisingly, food waste.
What is food waste? Food waste is any food that is not eaten. Food waste occurs in all levels of production, from production to consumer. In regions of low economy, food waste is mostly in storage and transportation. In our country, sometimes imperfect produce is left to rot in the field because it is unsellable. There is also loss in travel and storage. Shoppers don't buy good vegetables. People toss good food because of the expiration date, and food is forgotten in the refrigerator and excess food at restaurants. Rotting food generates greenhouse gases at every stage, contributing 4.4 gigatons of greenhouse gases to the atmosphere each year. About 8% of the total greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. To understand how much a gigaton is, picture 400,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools or 1 billion metric tons of water. If food waste were a country, it'd be 2/3 the size of California. It would rank 3rd in the world for greenhouse gases behind the US and China. 20 tons of food is wasted every 10 seconds. That's the weight of 2 African elephants. A third of the food produced doesn't make it from farm to factory to table. Yet 1 in 7 people are food insecure. Food insecure means when you don't know if you're going to get a meal. And some people who need food are not getting it. And that uneaten food is heating up the planet.
How does food waste impact natural resources? When we waste food, we waste the natural resources it takes to produce that food, such as land and water. We also decrease biodiversity when we cut down forests and plow grasslands to overproduce food. In the U.S., about 25% of all fresh water is used to produce food that is not even eaten. That is enough water to fill 2.5 million Olympic-sized swimming pools. If we reduce food waste by half, we would save 1.6 trillion gallons of water. We would cut greenhouse gases by 18 million tons each year. An example, it takes 5 liters of fossil fuels to make 1 liter of Coke.
Most of our food is dumped into landfills. Food is the largest component of waste in landfills by weight. And more than half of the food in landfills comes from households, not from food services or grocery stores. So you may think, so what? Food is biodegradable. Throwing food into landfills is just like composting. but it's not the same. Different gases have different heat holding capabilities. In composting, the matter decomposes with oxygen, which produces carbon dioxide. Landfills have no oxygen, so it produces methane gas, which has a global warming potential that is 25 to 30 times greater than carbon dioxide. Landfills are the third largest source of methane gas that contributes 124 million tons of greenhouse gases every year to climate change. Instead of letting the methane gas go into the atmosphere, it can be harvested and converted into energy, but it costs $1.5 million to set up, so most towns can't do this. After learning the importance of oxygen in breaking down food, we wanted to see it for ourselves. You can see the results of our investigation in the jars by our presentation board over there.
Realizing the effects of food waste on our planet, we wondered, what is our food waste footprint? We conducted a food audit during a lunch for one 5th grade class. We asked the students why they did not eat some of their food. We weighed the buckets and subtracted the bucket weight. Then we used a food waste calculator to determine the carbon footprint of the food waste for one student, the whole elementary school, and then all the kindergarten through 12th grade kids. The average value lost in food and resources to grow the food for one meal surprised us. The waste for one student represented 6,100 kilograms of greenhouse gases, 61 cents in food value, the loss of 216 gallons of water, and the exhaust of driving a car a little over 1 mile. Multiplied by 818 students, the waste represented 449 kilograms of greenhouse gases, 499 kilograms of greenhouse gases, $499 in food value, loss of about 177,000 gallons of water, and the exhaust of driving a car 1,137 miles. Interestingly, we learned that 3 out of 5 students in elementary school are food insecure and wondered if that has an influence on our data.
How did we get in this mess? Early pioneers had little waste. They relied on the land for food. How we see our relationship with the natural world makes a difference. The indigenous people of our land saw food as a gift. Melody, when a member of the Spokane tribe of Indians, shared with us, take only what you need, use what you take, share with others, give back to the earth so it will return better the next year. And we believe that if we take on this way of thinking in our daily lives, we will have much lower food footprint.
Don't worry, there is good news. Because this problem is largely man-made, we have a lot of control in fixing this problem. We can significantly lower our food waste footprint when we reduce, reuse, and recycle. Our food waste and use in landfills at the last resort. Also, scientists around the globe came together to do a list of the top 100 solutions that will not only stop global warming, but will actually reverse it. The solutions are ranked based on the gigatons of greenhouse gases they can avoid or draw down from the atmosphere by 2050. Reducing food waste is the third strongest solution in reducing greenhouse gases. And it doesn't even cost money. And it saves natural resources.
If we combine reducing our food waste with other strong solutions, we will have an even stronger impact on resolving global warming. Many countries around the world are employing those solutions, and so can we. We need to change our thinking about the food we eat. We plan to continue this project at home, in schools, and in our community, and to be world changers. Thank you for your time. Any questions?